I want to begin by again expressing my sincere thanks to the government and religious leaders of Iran. My gratitude goes in particular to Ayatollah Khamenei and President Ahmadinejad for my compassionate release from detention. It is my deepest hope that the world will not let this humanitarian gesture by the Iranian government and judicial branch go unrecognized. I believe this decision is a step in the right direction for all of us, and above all for my fiancé Shane and my dear friend Josh. I will forever be grateful to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed of Oman for his untiring commitment to our case and the warmth of his people's welcome. When I stepped out of the plane to that beautiful country, the caress of the sweet, fragrant breeze was a promise that Shane and Josh's suffering too will end. I also want to thank the American people and our government, and people and governments all around the world who have advocated for our release and supported our families for the last 13 months. Lastly, I want to extend my gratitude to our lawyer, Masoud Shaif, for his tireless work on our behalf, and to my friend, Ambassador Loy of Switzerland, for her support and continued engagement. Getting on the plane in Tehran was one of the most memorable and important moments of my life. But this is not the time to celebrate. My disappointment in not sharing this with Shane and Josh was crushing, and I stand before you today only 1/3 free. That was the last thing that Josh said to me before I walked through the prison doors. Josh and Shane felt 1/3 free at that moment, and so did I. The only thing that enabled me to cross the gulf from prison to freedom alone was the knowledge that Shane and Josh wanted with all their hearts for my suffering to end. They showed nothing but joy at my release, and that, more than anything, is testimony to the selflessness and beauty of their spirits. I had many concerns while I was in prison about my health, and thankfully the doctors in Oman have reassured me that I am physically well. As we say in Arabic, Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. Shane and Josh do not deserve to be in prison one day longer than I was. We committed no crime, and we are not spies. We in no way intended any harm to the Iranian government or its people, and believe a huge misunderstanding led to our detention and prolonged imprisonment. Shane, Josh, and I had no knowledge of our proximity to the Iran-Iraq border when we were hiking at Ahmadawa Waterfall, a popular tourist site frequented by local families in Iraqi Kurdistan. If we were indeed near the Iran-Iraq border, that border was entirely unmarked and indistinguishable. Though my friends and I never intended or chose to go to Iran, the tragedy of our imprisonment has forever marked our destinies. I never, in my worst nightmare, imagined that I would be a prisoner. I never saw it coming, and I never knew that my family would have to suffer like this. I also want to be clear that I do not in any way blame the Iranian people for the pain our families and friends are suffering. I found Iranians to be a diverse and generous people, defined by their fervent worship of God, their noble Islamic values. Like all of us, they love their families and they want to live in peace. At the time of our arrest, Shane and I were working in the Middle East and living in Damascus, Syria. Shane, my fiancé, is a courage and talented international journalist. I taught English to Iraqi and Palestinian refugees, as well as Syrian nationals. Josh is an environmental teacher who arrived in Syria as our guest less than a week before our arrest, after leading a study abroad program about global health challenges. Our humanitarian work in different areas was what attracted Shane and Josh and I to each other and laid the foundation for the strong relationship that the three of us enjoy. My hope is that by learning who we are and how we came to be in this diverse and fascinating region of the world directly from my lips, it will help clear up any doubts and end Shane and Josh's detention. I intend to talk about these issues more in the days and weeks ahead because it is time to clear up the misunderstanding that led to our imprisonment. I also firmly believe that now is the time to make the world a little safer for everyone through peace and dialogue. I believe that our tragedy is an opportunity for Americans and Iranians to realize that an improved relationship would be in the best interest for all people.